here at our room at Mount View Hakone. Make sure you take your shoes off. And here's the room. Oh, here's a little sink, a little bathroom. And here's the nice little traditional style Japanese room with the tatami mats. I don't know how to pronounce any of these words, but they use a real key. I'm in room Kanmuri. I'm sure that's not how you pronounce it, but so here's the room. You can close these if you want. Make it super traditional. I feel like watching Last Samurai because that's one of my favorite movies, but it also has to do with Japan. Oh, it's hot in here. So I just got back from the I had a Kaiseki Dinner. I think that's how you say it. By the way, I'm wearing their yukata. And so when I checked in earlier, it was like at 5:30, and they gave me the option to have a private onsen. So I did that, and over here it's like a hot spring, like Milky White water from the spring, apparently. And man, did it relax me. So I did that. I had to do that right away because my dinner was scheduled. And so I did the onsen, and then I had the huge, like 20 course meal, and I also had two pretty big drinks. So if you thought my eye contact was bad before, man, right now I don't even know what I'm looking at. But I don't know how to talk about the dinner. There was just, if you have your own, it'll probably be different. So I shouldn't even bother with it. Oh man, well, I was gonna say I shouldn't bother with all the foods I eat, but very good. They started with sashimi with salmon and tuna, and I forgot what the whitefish is called. Well, actually, they unveiled all the food at first, or like a lot of it, and there was like 15 different items, including the snail, which I ate. They had like it was in the shell, and they had a little toothpick in it, and you pull it out, then you ate it. And when I ate it, of course, I washed it down with water right away. Because I wanted to at least try every single thing. And then eventually I made it my goal to finish every single thing on every single plate. And I succeeded. I was so full. There was tempura, there was like a beef stew pot roast dish. A lot of different fishes prepared, vegetables. There was one that didn't taste so good, but I ate it pretty quick just to check it off the list. But overall, very good. I would 100% recommend that because there's a lot of foods that I still haven't had in Japan yet. I haven't had ramen. I haven't even had a bento box or sushi until today. But there was some sushi that came with the dinner set. I think this might have been my first miso soup of my trip, even though it's halfway over. That was my first sushi. Some shrimp sushi. There was a dessert that came with it. I just ate everything. I didn't know what anything was, besides the foods that I named. There was at least 15 things I have no idea what was. Oh, all of that and the rice, which I could name. But besides those, I don't know what any of that stuff was. And it was good to try it all. Uh, and that was my first meal. Oh, I didn't talk to you today. So today's Wednesday, and I recapped my Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday in my last videos, part 1 and 2. Today, I took the bullet, or first I had one of my go must do things. My friend told me to try in Japan was to eat at Yukatsu Kyoto, and there's a few of them around Japan, and I had it for lunch, and that was Wagyu. I'm so out of it, I can't do it justice with how good it was. It's I highly recommend to try that place. Just if you like meat, if you're open to trying Wagyu, it was a little expensive. How much was my bill? My bill was it was early, like at 11 a.m. and what I ordered was the main dish set they serve, which comes with like the sauces, the rice, the egg you dip it in, and the Wagyu beef. So you're supposed. I can't even explain it. It's like a Wagyu and it's crusted like a katsu, which I guess what yukatsu means. But they give you a little burner where you can sear, because they serve it to you medium rare, but you can sear it and make it uh, perfectly crisp or however you like. So it took me a couple tries to get it perfect, but after I had my first perfect bite, man, my I was trying to savor every single bite. I was trying to turn one bite into two bites just so I could experience it a little bit longer. Uh, and there's a few of those, so that's what I did early on, right after I checked out of my capsule hotel. And so did that, and then I took the bullet train from Osaka to Ottawara, and then I took a bus to Hakone, which is a good place for ryokans, which is like hotels that are traditional style, like mine is. Like mine is way more Americanized than I thought. But I wanted to have this experience, and I specifically they offered me, or there was a deal for a cheaper one that was like with normal beds and not this style, but I opted for this one just to try it, and I'm glad I did. But it's way bigger than I expected. I thought in the ad it seemed like it was using a shared bathroom and shared everything, but I just have this like small bed. But it turns out I have a whole huge room that I could talk in, unlike my last capsule where I had to be silent. I'm gonna watch this and see how bad my eyes are because when I've had a couple drinks, uh, the eye contact kind of goes away even more. So I took the bullet train to here, and then I took a bus. So this is the most most adventurous thing I did so far because the bus stations. Oh, by the way, so I realized maybe when I was so hyped about the bus station in Shinjuku that, or I looked it up and apparently it's a big bus station, but there's bigger ones, and even America, where I'm from, is has a bigger one in New York, which I guess. But just experiencing it for the first time, it was not what I'm used to. But they do have the buses that I'm used to here too, and that's what I took from, because the bullet train didn't go all the way to the city that I'm in now. I had to take the local bus, and it's so local that the bus stations on stops that it stops along the way, there was 45 stops, but the bus stops, even on Google, if you look it up, they're all in Japanese. There's not even like translation to English, so I can't even say it without knowing the Japanese language. So there's like 20 of those in a row. Like, which one do I get off of? Do I gotta memorize these letters? And luckily, I used Google Lens, which is a must if you ever visit a country you don't know the language. Basically, it's an app where you could you could say talk into it in your language or the other language, and it translates to vice versa. I used that wrong, but or you could just take a picture of words. You don't even have to take a picture; it'll just live translate something. So if you look at a paper and put your camera above it, it'll turn to English whatever you look at. So luckily I used that, and I could kind of sound out uh, where I was. But I still ended up getting off one bus stop sooner because I was so nervous of when to push the bus stop button. I didn't want to miss it, so I might have pushed it one early, or I must have. So I got off one station, but luckily it was only a 3-minute walk to the actual hotel, and the roads are still nice, so it wasn't bad bringing my one luggage. I just had to cross the street like twice, and then I was here and checked in. Had to do quick change to get ready for the last onsen I could do before my scheduled dinner, and that's my recap of today. It's really early. It's not even 9 o'clock yet, and I'm going to try to sleep because when you're in Hakone, apparently, like even the locals will come to this area to relax. It's not a party area. Everything's closed at 5 o'clock or just early, so nothing's open now. Unlike Tokyo and Osaka, where things are literally open till 4 a.m. and that's might that might that might not even be late for them. But just to compare, how many hours is that? So like, 5 p.m. to 4 a.m. 11 hours. But even so, my lobby my lobby in my hotel closes at 9, and I don't think anything's open here in this whole city. I wish I could have shown you my outdoor onsen. That was nice, but there's no videos. It was a private. I ordered a private one. There's a public one too, or for the hotel that's open 24 hours. So maybe I'll go there later if I can't sleep. But besides that, I'm just gonna relax. Maybe I'll try and be productive, catch up, whatever, and plan more of my trip. And that's my Wednesday, so I'll see you tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm gonna be back in Tokyo. See ya. By the way, look at the socks they give you. I'm gonna buy a bunch of these when I get home.